Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a sharp, data-driven executive briefing on a totally game-changing report from China Gateway 360, your window into China's business landscape. Beijing just dropped this massive 15-point action plan, and we're going to break down exactly what it means for your operations on the ground.
The catalyst for this entire policy push? It comes down to one absolutely crucial number, -8.6%. That is how much foreign direct investment into China fell in value over just the first 5 months of 2026. This isn't just a tiny blip. It's literally the exact pressure point that forced Beijing's hand to release this concentrated strategy. So, to cut through all the bureaucratic noise, we're breaking the plan down into its core dimensions today. We'll look at the current foreign investment slide, opening restricted market doors, removing day-to-day operational friction, regional pilots, and the new technology and data rules. Then, we'll wrap up with your tactical playbook. All right, let's jump straight into part one, the foreign investment slide, and understanding the stakes. There is a fascinating disconnect happening right now. Market interest is absolutely still there. In fact, newly established foreign enterprises actually grew by 5.3%. But at the same time, actual utilized foreign capital shrank. Basically, new companies are setting up shop, sure, but they're noticeably smaller. Between geopolitical decoupling, heavy domestic regulations, and a slowing economy, the actual capital inflows are just thinning out. That brings us to dimension one, opening restricted market doors. To really grasp this, think about the sheer scale of the opportunity in the value-added telecom market. By 2025, we're talking about a 2.1 trillion RMB pie. Yet right now, foreign firms are capturing less than 3% of it. So even a tiny bit of liberalization in the space opens up tens of billions of dollars. It's huge. And to unlock that 3%, this plan brings in some absolute heavy hitters. We're talking 100% foreign ownership in designated telecom and cloud pilot zones. Over in healthcare, they've put a strict 45 working day cap on approvals for wholly foreign-owned hospitals at the provincial level. No more waiting around in regulatory limbo. Plus, there's a massive win in government medical procurement. National treatment is now guaranteed. If your foreign-made medical devices meet Chinese standards, you are on equal footing with domestic suppliers. Full stop. But hey, headline access doesn't mean much without efficiency, right? Let's move to dimension two, removing day-to-day friction. Think about how things used to operate. Setting up a corporate entity meant 60 days of dragging through multi-agency filings. The new reality? They're rolling out a targeted 30-day single-window setup nationwide. On top of that, managing foreign exchange used to take 7 distinct documents for major transfers. Now it's down to 3, which cuts out 12 to 15 days of processing time. Oh, and for your top talent, those 1-year foreign expert visas were just extended to 3 years. They are actively trying to make these operational headaches just disappear. Which leads nicely into dimension 3, regional pilots and tax cuts. For instance, consider the tax advantages popping up in Shenzhen's Xianhai zone. If you set up specific service companies there, think cross-border legal, international arbitration, or maritime insurance, your corporate income tax rate drops to 15%. Compare that to the standard 25% national average, and you're looking at massive operational savings. And it's definitely not just about taxes. Up in Shanghai's Lingang area, they're launching the first general data lists. These are basically whitelists that let you export compliant data without having to run through full, exhausting security assessments. Meanwhile, the Tianjin Free Trade Zone just released the first negative list for cross-border data transfers. And over in Beijing, they finally scrapped the 3-year commercial property purchase restriction, meaning foreign firms can buy office space immediately. So your location strategy, it just became a major financial lever. Okay, moving on to dimension 4, the technology and data rules. This part introduces a brand new, super coveted status called the Trusted Foreign Investor. If your firm hits 50 million RMB in accumulated China R&D spend and keeps a clean regulatory record, you unlock this designation. And why should you care? Because it shrinks data export compliance reviews down to just 30 days, and it actually makes you eligible for national government R&D subsidies that used to be strictly for domestic companies. For advanced tech firms, this is a real game changer. Now, let's be realistic here. The impact is uneven across the board. Pharma, medtech, and advanced manufacturing are the immediate beneficiaries. They win big right away. Cloud and data centers are more conditional. The pilot expansions are great, but they are geographically limited. And if you're in financial services, banking, or insurance, you're basically in the wait-and-see category.
since those industries run on a completely separate, much slower timetable.
All right, let's get into Section 6, your next business moves and the actionable playbook. According to the China Gateway 360 analysis, there are 4 steps you need to execute right now. 1. Reassess your corporate structure. Does setting up a new entity in a free trade zone make sense for those tax benefits? 2. Apply for that trusted status if you meet the R&D threshold. Prepping takes 8 to 12 weeks, so get on it now. 3. Audit your data architecture so you can actually use those regional data whitelists. And 4. Get aggressive with provincial procurement. Don't let past biases stop you from bidding on local tenders anymore.
When you put the whole picture together, the tangible return on investment of this plan is incredibly clear. Let's put this into perspective. 2 years ago, establishing a wholly foreign-owned enterprise meant 60 days of setup, a 25% tax rate, and full, exhausting security assessments for your data. Establishing that exact same entity in Lingang today, you're up and running in 30 days, paying 15% tax with streamlined data exports. You are literally launching twice as fast with a massive discount compared to the old baseline. I'm going to leave you with one final provocative thought, straight from the China Gateway 360 report. The gap between available policy and utilized policy is where competitive advantage lives. Look, most of your competitors aren't tracking these changes fast enough to actually act on them. So the big question is, are you going to leverage this policy window before they do? It's time to make your move.